It was a warm, sticky morning in Charlotte when Marcus Green walked into the sleek glass doors of Silverton Auto Mall. He wore clean jeans, a tucked-in polo and sneakers, nothing flashy, nothing to give him away. To anyone watching, he looked like an ordinary customer. But as Marcus strolled through rows of polished luxury cars, he felt the weight of eyes on him. Behind a wide desk, David Sloan, the dealership's manager, leaned back in his chair, studying Marcus with thinly veiled suspicion. David prided himself on knowing people at a glance. And in his mind, Marcus didn't look like the type who could afford what he was admiring. Without so much as a greeting, David stood and walked over, his smile tight and patronizing. "Hey, bud," he said. "We don't usually let people wander around the high-end inventory unless they're serious buyers. What exactly are you doing here?" Marcus raised an eyebrow, calm. "Just looking around." David didn't budge. "This isn't a place to window shop. These cars aren't cheap, and we've had problems before. Best if you come back with an appointment." A few salespeople glanced up from their desks, sensing the tension. Marcus looked David square in the eye. "Do you always greet potential customers this way?" David folded his arms, irritation sharpening his voice. "Look, I'm the manager. I know when someone's wasting my time. I'm going to have to ask you to leave." Before Marcus could reply, the receptionist, who had been nervously following the exchange, stood up. Her voice shook but carried across the showroom. "Mr. Sloan, that's Marcus Green, the new owner. He bought the dealership group last week." The color drained from David's face. "What?" he whispered. At that moment, Marcus's assistant walked in, a folder of closing documents in hand. She passed it to David without a word. Marcus stayed composed. "You never asked my name," he said evenly. "You didn't offer help. You made assumptions about me. That has no place in my company." David stammered an apology, but Marcus had already turned to his assistant. "Schedule a staff meeting this afternoon. We've got work to do." By the end of the day, word of the incident had spread through every corner of the dealership. David was placed on administrative leave. Marcus announced sweeping changes: mandatory diversity and customer service training, new hiring policies, and a culture built on respect. Silverton Auto Mall flourished under his leadership, not only in sales but in spirit. And David Sloan learned a lesson that would haunt him for the rest of his career. Judging someone by appearances can cost more than a commission. It can cost you everything.